Come on, everybody, let's start the show. A quick ahoy hoy and away we'll go. Richard's got a minifig and Flynn's got a pin. The gang's all here and it's time to begin. Tricky Bricks roll call. Moto, Holly, Kara, and sometimes Blair, Clicky, Logan, Ms. Thing and Angela, and Thunderman Ho! Now you're here to grab your bricks and let's go to the Tricky Bricks Build and Check Show!
Ahoy, hoy, friends.
Ahoy, hoy, friends. Look at that.
We're here.
I know.
Can
We're
you hear
here.
us?
You're
Can
here.
you see us?
I think they can.
I think
Probably,
so.
unfortunately.
That's amazing.
Unfortunately, both.
And it only took us until today.
I know. Well, you know what they say. The next to the last one is the thing.
Well, we're super happy to see you on
Indeed.
this Sunday morning. What is it? I guess it's a little overcast, but cool.
It's a little overcast today. But hey, gosh, you're here. We're here. It's now the clock is ticking.
It's true.
To the last show next week. I don't know. Like, I'm feeling some kind of way about it.
I know we'll have to have like 6 cups of coffee today. Just to sort of. I don't know why.
Indeed. But hey, let's see who's in the green room. It's from the middle left-hand side of the United States. Oh, nope. Actually, well, yes. It's Moto.
Moto. Did I get that right? Is that an M for Moto?
Yeah, M-O-T-O.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm here. Middle left hand, sort of middle left hand.
Moto, your hoodie is like one of my favorite Lego colors. The one that we always call that green that looks like it glows in the dark but doesn't.
Indeed.
Yeah, hidden side green.
Yep.
Creeper green. I've got my Superman ability to say,
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great. Well, and here from across the bay, who we got to see yesterday.
In the West
It's Kara.
Bay.
In the West Bay. Sorry, you're right. The West Bay. Hi,
Kara.
Somewhere around. And Holly is here in the Bay Area. I completely forgot that she was here because I didn't hear anything about it since last week when we talked. And then she's like, okay, we're here. When are we getting together? I'm like, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Anywho, but gosh, how's things? How's everybody's week shaking out so far?
I mean, it's a weekend, so
good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah, a lot of state sale shopping yesterday and Friday with Mr. Meow.
Oh, did
cool.
you run into anything exciting?
I bought up all the nicks and the knacks, both categories.
I didn't even know you could get those separately.
Yeah, they usually come in the same package.
Well, the bits and the bobs come together.
Okay.
Deal, but the nicks and the knacks are usually separated, and you have to assemble them yourselves.
So I was always wondering about the difference between those things.
Flynn and I have a long history of going to garage sales and estate sales.
Not so much anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's true. Our house is full now. We don't so much. But when we would go and we'd go with friends, I would immediately go to the office and look for pens and office supplies. And I'd go to the basement to look for tools. And Flynn would go to the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen section, the toy section.
And the linen closet for embroidered towels.
It
sounds about right.
We got more rocks for the rock collection from this guy. I guess he was an old miner, and he kept like some of the weird stuff that they mined out of literally a mine.
Wow.
We got that.
Is weird in rocks?
It was a smattering. I mean, some of them were purchased. Some thunder eggs. We never had a thunder egg, so we just got those. There was some tourmaline that was mixed into some matrix. There's crystal clusters. A mineral, I don't even know what the heck it is. I still have to look it up, but it's really, cool stuff. And then Mr. Meow he goes in the kitchen and he's buying these, I don't know what to call them. They're not kitchen knives, but they were kitchen knives back in like 1880 to 1910, where they're these really high carbon hand forged butcher type knives. They almost look like witchcraft type knives, but they're like super high carbon, all stained up and old. But now he's got like 7 of them, so I have to go out and find some sort of chef's knife thing for him to. I don't know why, but I don't know. He's just like collecting these old butcher knives. Why is that a thing? I have no clue.
You know what we have, and it allows you to see the whole knife, is we have a magnet, like a long magnet that's on the wall.
He's talking about.
Well, he doesn't use them. He's putting them in a container right now, but he's got this like.
All right.
I don't know what to call them. They're not vintage, but they're like antique. Some are over 100 years old.
Awesome.
Old
Cool.
Tiersman. All utility. What you had in your kitchen, I guess, in your pantry was this big.
Like you can see the hammer marks and everything. I'm assuming. Yeah. Like caveman looking knife.
You can use those if your brick separator doesn't work to get the plates apart.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to separate the craggle. I don't.
Now, do you ever do that? I sometimes have, if I have not been able to get a couple of things apart, I'll take an X-Acto blade and do it, and I always regret it because you get that little divot and you're like, no, it's not a perfect brick anymore.
Yeah.
I've done that. I mean, the parts aren't going to be perfect forever anyway. Rattling around, getting used.
Do you guys have pins?
Yes,
we do have pins.
We do. Yes.
I have a little tiny pin today.
So do I.
Oh, hang on a second. I got
All right.
just trying to get. I'm trying to do like 35 things at once, of course.
Of course.
And I'm not as good as it as I used to be. I'll just say that. Oh, I'm definitely not as good as it as I used to be. Okay, here we go. All right, so Cara, why don't you go first?
Alrighty. I have another fun one from this Fantasia series. Classic Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice. And see, look, he's looking where you would expect him to look.
There's no pie eyes. They're just, black. But yeah.
That's awesome. An action pose.
Very cool. And where are we going today, Moto?
It's not a place. It's more of a time.
Oh,
So there you go. The United States ski team from 1972.
Wow. Oh, very nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty wild, isn't it? So now I can claim that before I was born, I was on the United States ski team for the Olympics.
I was 6 years old.
But yeah, this is one of. So I've been going through, and because of you, this is because of you guys. I never had pins or other things, and now through my journey of the years, I've got an entire box dedicated to all these random things that I've been buying over the years.
Marie Kondo would absolutely approve of you having a special little box for those.
Oh yeah, and it's got a marble lid and everything. It's very fancy.
That's awesome.
I can barely. It's like a pick-a-brick box now. I can barely close it. You're gonna have to tape it before I leave the store. But yeah, it's on the shelf here.
Hooded one, I have on a few occasions used glue too, and with all but one exception, I instantly regretted it.
Right? Well, if you do have to glue something, eyelash glue, the cosmetic glue for eyelashes, is water soluble, so it will dissolve if you wet it, and it'll release if you don't need a super permanent glue.
I like that idea. I used glue once on a Technic mechanic that wasn't staying together. It just every few cycles it would come apart and have to be pressed again. But if you glue it and it's not to the fraction of a millimeter perfectly aligned, then the Technic doesn't like it anymore. I have a pin, Flynn.
Do you?
I do.
All right.
You guys have pins?
We do. We're getting there. Sorry. Again, I'm doing this other thing at the same time because I forgot to do it earlier. There we go.
Of course.
And look at this. All right. You ready?
Yes. Now, over the course of the 36 years that we've been doing this show, I've probably shown this twice already.
At least.
But it's really one of my favorite pins. So I'm going to go again for right there. Robin Hood.
Yay.
Found in Sherwood Forest and given to me by Christopher Chalice.
Very
Awesome.
nice.
Straight from Sherwood Forest itself.
I have a Haunted Mansion pin today.
Lovely.
The Black Widow, or the Old Widow, I guess, actually. But it's a good one.
Yeah, Black Widow's a different Disney character.
Yeah, well, it depends on the or if it's capitalized or not. Oh my goodness! All right.
Well, my pin is like a barrette in the space person helmet.
Looks good.
That's adorable.
Space people.
Okay, I am just real quick here. Sorry to everybody. I'm setting up. Matthew reminded me that I forgot to set up a little place for people to drop off their mock photos and videos for the final show. So I'm just getting that set up right now.
The final countdown.
And I saw on Instagram, Matthew Builds Bricks has P-touched his bricks on the fronts of his excellent, I'm so envious, translucent drawers for his 1x2s.
Very nice.
Sweet.
I really think, I don't know, I think those are the best translucent front drawers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a step above what I'm using on the schlepping around here.
Well, you have massive amounts of similar bricks. So
yeah,
I think your gallon Ziploc baggie thing makes so much sense. Because any one of your kinds or colors of bricks could overwhelm a collection.
Yeah, I would have been spending a lot of money on drawer systems if I went drawer system based at this point.
Now, as much tiny clips and bars as you have, how do you organize your clips and bars?
Oh, it's funny. I just put them all away.
Of course.
Oh, here. Here's an easy one. So here's the container of my clip and bar elements.
Wow.
But you know those little Bricklink, I call them Bricklink bags. They're not Ziplocs, but they come in various sizes of, medium, smaller, whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, it's by all the color and type parts, and then I organize them together by the construction method. So, like all the Exoforce robot hands go in one bag there.
That's a lot of robot hands.
Yeah, it's a lot of robot arms, yeah, or teethy teeth things.
What are those letters?
These are all the little fangs and teeth that you get. The rubberized
teeth. I understand. Yes, teeth.
Yeah, so they got a bag, or just the bar elements, bar elements, or skeleton and robot arms. They go in another bag. But yeah, there's the bars. Anything that's a straight bar element goes in another bag.
And then if you start making one of your big egg-shaped rocket ships or other thing that use hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of those, you have bowls you put out on your desk, or are you constantly opening and closing bags?
I open the bags and I put them around me in like a stadium shape. And then for the large Technic stuff, I have 66 quart Sterilite containers. This isn't going to cut it. Those big elements, but yeah, depending on what I build, I'll take stuff out to the brick pit or bring stuff in. So I have to. My garage is basically a brick pit with industrial racks in these 66 quart containers, and then I swap them out depending on the technique or what I'm building. I'm about to do a huge swap out because I have to start doing Halloween mask planning. Yes. So that's going to be all the bars are going to go away, and then it's all going to be mixel joints and plates everywhere.
Wow. Fun. I want to make a neon sign and put it over our build table that says, close the Ziploc bag.
Well, I use mine to death. I use mine to the point where I blow the bag out and I have to finally swap it. But it gets it gets so used that it turns milky from all the folding and squishing and pressing.
Everyone in the chat must know it only takes about a second and a half for that nice little collection to be confetti on the floor.
Yeah, that's why I also, at thrift stores, if I ever see a bed comforter, those quilted comforter things, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
A blanket?
Blanket, yes.
As long as they have, as long as they have usually a white side. I put this on the floor so if anything hits, it doesn't go skittering. It
You
just
know, it's
it
funny.
goes poof and it sticks.
We have a nice build table and we have lots of little takeout containers to put all of our things in. But if I'm going to really do a sort, like if I need to find a 1x2 slope in this color, I always dump it out on the blanket. It's the easiest. It's, you know, and then you can hold up the blanket. Hi, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just listening. Listening to the blanket story.
You're not as much of a blanket sorter as I am, are you?
Oh, I mean, if you have to dump them out, yeah. But now since I have printed those little sorting trays, like when I do get to use them, it's awesome because they just.
But that at conventions, that is one of the pieces of advice to parents is just go to a thrift store, get a blanket or get one of those toppers and lay it on the floor. So when your kids are done building, you just pick up the four corners and it all just goes to the middle and you could dump it back in the chest. And
I've been considering printing some of those sorting trays in like descending order so they all fit together and then like selling them at Lego conventions.
It's like a nested doll thing.
That way you just, like, I don't know, maybe 4 different sizes or something.
Flynn,
That might be helpful. What's that?
I just had an epiphany.
Oh dear, here we go.
We could put a blanket on our build table, like a tablecloth, and then Flynn will have.
You're gonna do the magic thing.
Well, that see, I've always.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop this right now. I'm just gonna put an end to this line of conversation right now, and tell everybody out in the chat to say hi, so we can say hi to everybody.
Oh, that's right. Are they here?
Yeah,
everybody's here.
Coffee clutch.
Yes, sadly, Holly isn't here today because she's like I said, she's here in San Francisco.
Fourth World Adam, hi.
Yeah, so gonna be hey, and PT is here. Wow, look, oh yeah, it's filling up. I can see it
filling up.
Yeah, filling up. I'm gonna let it continue filling.
Okie dokie.
But I went to like an in-person Lego Lug meeting yesterday for the first time in a really, really, really long time. And it was great. Got to see some people I hadn't seen in a while. It was outside, which is lovely.
A tailgate party.
And I bought a raccoon. A Lego raccoon. Not a real one.
What? That could have been a nice present for Logan.
Yeah, that would have worked out. But hey, let's say hi to everybody who's here. So we got Fourth World Adam. Hi, Adam. You got Carolyn. Apples is here from Europe, of course. Darren Siegfried, Debo Bricks, Hooded One, Jedi Rob Frost. How's it going? Johnny Cat. Hey. We got Lisa Head is here, and kicking off the Emscapades, we've got Matthew Builds Bricks, Minifigchick, Minifig Nick, Monica Berry, and Moto. And
we did it!
Nobody.
That's like the biggest Emscapade.
It's been the biggest one in a while for sure. We got Oliver is here, PT McEwen, Paula Applegate. We got Rob Zaccardi, Sam Harmon, and Kat. Hi, Smoke Up Johnny. How's it going, man? And of course, bonsoir to Wilfred, wherever you may be. And of course, Zarakino, Kim, who I need to, I'm going to try and hit her up and let her know we're doing the final show next week.
And we didn't mention, along with Rob Zaccardi, is the
Zaccardis, the rest of the whole gang.
The
whole gang.
I think we should.
Nobody scored 67 minifigs for $25 last night? What? Wow.
That's awesome.
I got 12 minifigs for $40.
Those are special.
They were worth it, y'all. We got the D&D minifigs yesterday. And when I tell you it's like one of the best CMF lines in a while. And it's not just because I love D&D so much. It just really is a really well done set of figs.
I think it's one of the, well, we'll show them. But I think it's one of the most detailed set of figs in a while. So many custom pieces.
No, this isn't terribly. And I mean, I know we've looked at these already, but then this one is
not in person,
not
virtually.
in person, virtually in person. Is this is my favorite one, just because I love, as I think we all do. Who doesn't love a good mind flayer?
Oh yes.
He's pretty cool.
With his little friend, the brain. I forget, what are those called?
The brain. Intellect Devourer.
Intellect Devourer.
So there you go. Yeah, that was fun. And oh, by the way, a quick tip for you.
Okay.
So we got a box. Cara got a box, and we split the box. And Jay of Jay's Brick Blog has created and posted a scanner on his website. You don't need an app. You can do it right from the website, where you can turn the box on the bottom. Each box has a little QR code. Not the barcode, but the QR code. It's a little hard to see, everybody. Sorry about that. Maybe I can.
Okay. Both hands going at once.
There we go.
Cheat code.
Yeah, you can see the QR code there. So you use his the QR code and his app, and it will tell you what's inside. And I can tell you that it worked entirely. Like, I got my entire set without opening. I mean, we opened, I think, 2 boxes just to check the veracity. And then once that was done, we just scanned them, and I took my boxes, and we got the full set. And yeah, it was awesome.
Well, I remember very early on in our Lego tenure going to Toys R Us and going up to the cashier, and next to the cashier was the little box, and bag.
Yeah, there was the box that had been manhandled like a whole bunch of times. It was all crinkly and scrunched up, and then you could tell it was the one that nobody wanted, because those were the only ones that were left.
But I'm a fan of the packaging on these new CMFs. The box is, first of all, super easy to get into. Like, I could be 3 and get into this box.
Yeah, you see them empty in the Target aisles.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A lot.
And Mr. Nobody, I agree. It does take the fun out of the surprise. But if you're not like up for the surprise, you just want to know that you're going to get what you're going to get. Like, if you're trying to get a whole, set. But I agree. These are ones that, like, there are some of these that I would like multiples of. Like, definitely I'd like a couple more druids. I definitely would like a couple of more of the eagle guy. Like, he's pretty cool. Like, he's got a whole thing going on.
We could make the yawning portal, like the tavern.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the adventure, and you need more than one figure for those.
Yeah, well, I'll say this: if you are looking to know what you're getting, like if you're missing a particular one and you're looking for it, Jay's little scanner on his website works fantastic, and I believe it does. It'll do like the last series and this series, and then moving forward. So yeah, 20 mind flayers, totally. They're all just hanging out.
And so, Mr. Nobody, if you buy doubles of everything, do you open one and play with it, or make mocks with it and leave the other one sealed? I haven't been able to.
How would you know if you had
sealed.
it if it was sealed?
By either of the 2 methods we just described.
Or you mean do you keep it on the shelf?
Yes. Well, like
a display copy, and then one that's for putting in mocks. Yeah, for sure. Well, back when they, like back in the olden days when people, I guess they still do. When people collect toys, there was a whole like Minton box. Like if you had the thing that had never been opened and it was like still in the box, it's been like Barbie was big on that, like having the unopened thing. I mean, I guess people still do that with Lego sets, but it's not quite the same.
Do you, Cara? Do you keep anything in the original packaging for Lego?
I think I've got a couple of the larger sets I like partly disassembled to fit back into the box. Like, I know the big Ferris wheel, I did that.
Oh, right.
But and I think a couple architecture sets, but for the most part, no. If
apart from the back,
it'll either be on like permanent display, or if I take it down and put it in storage, it's just going to go in a bag.
You're all about building them, right?
I love the building. The building is the best part.
I do have a few things that are never going to be opened. Only about two or three things.
Never be opened. And, and what are those?
I could go get one from deep storage if you want. It's the most expensive set I have in my whole place, and that's why I can't. You'll see why I can't open it when I.
Okay, sure.
I think I've shown it before, but I'll go grab it.
Well, our most expensive set, I think, had already been opened, but none of the bags have ever been opened, which is
I'll be right back.
Ewok Village.
Ewok Village.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yep.
Wow, remember Moto before his beard?
I do. I remember him like with a short beard and then no beard and then another beard and then no beard. And then, I think he's had the beard off and on several times since we've been on.
I remember him going way back. We can talk about him when he's not in the room. Right? I remember him way back on Pink Bucket Nation.
Oh yeah, well that's
where
we first met him. Yep. Oh, the years. They've gone by.
Oh my.
5. Like that's crazy. Well, almost 5. Very close to 5. I will say that. So whoops. Sorry. Adjusting my lights here.
So Debo Bricks keeps a bunch of them unopened. That's awesome. Well, you never know when you're going to have that rainy day.
It's true.
It's
true. Well, it was so funny. I was looking, and I will say I haven't had a whole lot of time to build anything recently because of school and other things. And I fell down this rabbit hole of looking at miniatures yesterday. And I was just like, oh, these are so cool. These are so cool. These are so cool. I was like, I can make these myself just out of Lego. Like, why am I gasping about how cool this is when I could be making the thing myself? So it's kind of pushing me to, I have a very detailed mock in mind.
So what is that? Like the grass is always greener on the other side of the toy store?
I guess so.
What do we have there, Moto?
So there's the tape, original sealed.
Oh my. Okay.
UCS.
Yeah, it's the first. I think this is the first X-Wing. Very, very old. But because I got it as a gift sealed, I was going to open it when Mr. Meow was old enough. But by the time he was old enough, this thing was $1,500 sealed. So now I can never open it.
Wow.
So it's kind of a paradoxical set. In that, now I won't open it because the price is ridiculous.
I don't know. You could buy a bunch of clips and bars for $1,500.
I guess.
Or the new Friends set.
But I do like Star Wars, and this is a really cool Star Wars set. Perfect box though.
That's cool.
Very OG.
Have you ever done? Maybe I missed. Forgive me if I missed this, but have you done Star Wars cosplay?
Yeah, Kylo Ren. I've done Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
That's the only character I could pull off convincingly. So
for like a half a second, I was like, "Have I ever done stuff?"
Do you think? I don't know, Flynn. Have you?
Have you done Star Wars, Flynn? Maybe in pink, a Mandalorian, something.
Oh, I can't believe I actually questioned that for a second. I had to think about it.
Oh my.
Oh, Jedi Rob Frost is currently selling off all of their unopened sets. So just saying,
Ooh la la.
Backlog.
Okay, so by the way, there is a new Jabba's sail barge coming out.
Yep.
That is
UCS sail barge.
$500.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to hear what's even more amazing about that?
What's that?
If you want Luke in the skiff, you have to buy the separate set to go with it.
Oh no! That's just mean.
That's too much. but Jabba's barge is probably more dark orange pieces than in the history of Lego, right?
I think it's brown-ish.
Oh, is it? Maybe it's just
the newer formulation, not the non-brittle brown. I guess is.
Yeah, this looks like dark orange.
Or is it dark orange?
It looks like dark orange. What they're doing now with it, yeah. But yeah, so there you go, $500. Okay, I gotta say something, and I'm so disappointed to say this because I have wanted that Dungeons and Dragons D&D set since it came out, and Cara and I saw it displayed yesterday at the store. It was shockingly small. I was very surprised, how small it was. Now, I do understand that it's all in the details. Like there were all kinds of little tiny builds, like, you know, the beholder was really cool, and there was a lot of like detail on the inside of it, but like just to look at it from the outside, and let's be real, like as adults, we're putting these things on shelves. We're not necessarily playing with them. So, but to sit on the shelf, Flynn? When was the last time? Never mind.
I don't. So for me, playing is posing the minifigures.
Yeah. So, but anyway, point being, I was really surprised how small it was for the price, and I also understand that it was, you know, it came with an adventure, like a special adventure. I get that the money is in the details, but just from a like, but yeah, I don't know.
It was unimpressive.
Mr. Nobody, we have both. We have regular modular buildings, and we've built our own as well.
Yep.
Been a while since we built a modular type.
I like building modulars. Remember, we made the haunted house too.
That was really fun. that was super fun. Oh, you know what I saw on now? I'm not usually a person who does rebrickable and like buys instructions for things. I just usually don't. But there is this guy called Ben Builds Lego who does a bunch of really great Disney stuff. And just the other day, I saw that he has instructions. They're $15 for the Walt Disney World Haunted Mansion, which is the brick facade that's kind of like a triangle shape. And it's a really good model. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, ooh, I have so many of these pieces. Like I have all those green windows and like some of the things that you'd think would be sort of the more harder things to find. I'm like, I have these all already. So now I'm looking at it going,
well, the $15 for the instructions seems really, really reasonable.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Then we could spend $600 building a new shelf unit built in. So we have some place to put it.
No, we would just take down one of the old things and put it up.
Okay.
See, so easy.
No, I don't know. $15 sounds super reasonable.
We could have the Lego haunted house with the drop right in it, which is great, or we could have a lock. Just saying. I mean, like as far as shelf space is concerned.
Yep.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, I don't know about y'all. Like, I know a lot of probably like most people's impression of the Haunted Mansion is from Disneyland with like the Southern Mansion, but I grew up with the Florida Mansion, and it is just emblazoned in my memory as like being like the iconic building of my childhood.
Well, it's all brick,
and this is the best. I even had a pop-up book when I was a kid that was the Disney World like pop-up book, and it had the Jungle Cruise page that you opened up, and if you pulled a little tab on the Jungle Cruise page, a little tree branch like flipped over and you could see the Haunted Mansion on the hill like behind the ride, and I was like, ah! And then the next page was like the Haunted Mansion page, but I was so excited by that little flap. I would just sit there and like open and close it, be like, oh, there it is.
Hooded one.
I was a weird kid, sorry.
Hooded one, we did make our own Haunted Mansion.
And we did.
It had a spooky solarium there with
spooky
plants.
It was a really good one, but
there were ghosts.
There were ghosts. But I gotta say it was fun going to the ghost store yesterday. I hadn't been one in a while. Is there some kind of like thing happening?
A little. I think the aliens are landing. Sounds like a theremin.
It's Kara. Sorry.
You know what I want to do? For anyone who's seen, oh darn it! For anyone who's seen Edward Scissorhands, I want to do the Lego city with all the modulars, and then right at the end of the street on a hill,
there's like the big
spooky haunted house.
Totally.
I do happen to. I brought something out of storage that I was going to start working on again.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, I've got two pieces done. It's not very far along, but it is city related.
Ooh.
Kind of like a modern art museum is what I call it.
Whoa, actually, that is awesome. Oh, I think I remember you showing us this when you first started working on it, maybe.
Yeah, it's got cobwebs on it.
giving
That's how
me,
old that is.
you know what it is? It's totally giving me the Incredibles house vibe, which, by the way, they just built one in Florida at Disney World. They like built a recreation of the Incredibles house, like
Oh, really?
like a life size, like for real house. Yeah,
That's got to be cool.
Moto, how did you fill in on the corner there, the angled corner that's white? How did you fill that in? That's some careful work.
It's just a freestanding column that I clipped at the very top just to fill in the gap.
Got it. It's pretty cool. Oh, when you tile the top, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, take it apart and do a hanging garden kind of thing. But yeah, I've only got 2 halves. And the reason I brought it out is our lug right now has a challenge where you take a 4x6 plate, and that's supposed to represent a convention table. And then what you do is you recreate one of your table displays from a Lego convention in the little micro bits on top of the table. And then you put your stick fig next to it, and it's like you're at the Lego convention. But I was thinking if I take this out and I build, full convention hall, then when the lug comes together next month, I could bring it and everybody could put their tables in, and we'd have like the little stick fig Lego convention in a hall. I thought that'd be kind of silly and fun.
That would be cool. I've been seeing some of those on Instagram. They're really cute.
Yeah. It must be going around. Must be a thing.
Sorry, I'm getting this this link in here. I'm not as fast as Kara. I've got giant like sausage fingers. But there's a link to Ben Builds Legos mocks on Rebrickable because they're really awesome. And actually, I'm going to just show you the page here because he's got some really great stuff. And I'll tell you, like, if the Modular Haunted Mansion doesn't sell you, then the Arrested Development stair car should absolutely be on your list.
And I'm just glad they're not big enough to get a takedown notice on the brands.
He's got some really good ones that are like he takes multiples of a certain set and then builds them out, like the Botanical Garden, where he like took 2 of the sets plus another one and
that's kind of cool. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the handprint on the 1912 Renault CB Coupe.
I was drawn to that one too.
Really nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no handprint.
And it's very like traditional blocks too. It's not a lot of those beveled pieces that you see now.
Oh, there it is. There's the hand. There's the hand in the back.
Did you see there was the hand?
Yep.
Yeah, but look, you got a Game of Thrones skyline. He's been doing stuff for a really long time, like some really cool things. Modular Back to the Future.
That's cool.
This is a great one.
Audrey.
Yeah, he's got really good stuff, y'all. And that's free building instructions if you're on Rebrickable, his Audrey too.
Yeah.
Kara, did you do a Rebrickable Muppet theater?
Yeah, Muppet theater.
That's
Wild Stallions.
Anywho, we've been seeing a lot of Canoe lately. We've been seeing a lot of Canoe, or I have anyway.
Canoe
Reeves.
Oh,
Reeves. Yes, Canoe. I have been playing Cyberpunk, and he's a character in.
Yeah, Johnny Silverhand.
Johnny Silverhand. Yeah. When are you going to do your Johnny Silverhand cosplay, Moto? I demand.
Johnny Silverhand. Well, now I have to look up Johnny Silverhand.
He just looks like Keanu Reeves as a rocker, and then he has an arm that's like robotic. Can you make us like?
Wow!
A robotic Silverhand.
Holy Moses! That's
like
not going to be
Lego.
Just the leather pants are going to take some time.
Yeah, it's pretty silly.
Oh yeah, here it is. Cyberpunk.net cosplay guides.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah,
I've actually seen that with some games lately where they publish like a guide to cosplaying the characters. It's very funny. Anyway,
there it is. Download. Okay.
All right. Smoke Up Johnny wonders, which Muppet Theater did you build?
Hang on, and I'll get you the link. And then I can also get it over here, maybe.
By the way, I put it up before, but just I did put up a link a little while back. You may have to scroll back. I'll find it though. The link for the Google Forms for your last show builds or videos or pictures or whatever you want to put up there,
which is next week, right?
Which is next week. So just putting it out there. That's a thing.
Shane Levan says hello.
Shane, what's up? What's up? Look here, I'm gonna put it up here again. Final builds, final and final videos or whatever you want there. There it is. All right. So, oh yeah, that's a cool Muppet Theater, by the way. It's a really good one. But you said it was hard to sort. Oh,
she might be going to get it.
Yeah, I know that she said it was hard to source some of the arches. Yeah. So,
Mr. Nobody asked, we're doing a build contest?
Not so much a contest. It's just a challenge, a build challenge. We used to do tons of build challenges on this show. And since our final show is going to be next week, we are doing letting people build kind of whatever they want.
Like a show and tell.
A show and tell. Yeah, exactly. So, anywho.
Well, that was one of the earliest sort of goals with the show, right?
Yes.
Was to encourage people to build and not be intimidated.
Right. So we did lots of... Wow, those are amazing.
That looks... Oh, I imagine those pink arches were tough.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, the pink arches, because they were original pink. So I bought
Nice.
That's definitely some Bricklink work there, right?
On Bricklink, and I bought half of them. And here's these guys.
Yay.
He's on his laptop for some reason.
I know. I think it's so weird that he has a laptop.
Whatever.
That's awesome, Cara.
Yeah, it was
so fun.
Oh, and just to answer a couple of questions. Yes, Chris, greatest hits from a past challenge is totally fine if you want to turn in something that you did. Apple's deadline for a video, I mean, pretty much next Saturday. Because next Saturday night would be great if everybody could have their stuff in. You know me, I'll take stuff up to the last minute, but it would be better, of course, if we got it.
I remember in some of those shows with the challenges, just madly at like 8:39, 9:30 in the morning, like typing really fast to get everything
coming off,
printing it out.
And then Mairead stepped in and helped, and that was a huge help. She was a huge help for a long time with that.
Do you remember for a while we were doing scripts, right?
Oh yeah,
they weren't like word for word, but we'd print out with all these different colors, bullet points, things to cover in the show.
Well,
when the show was like 2.5 hours long,
5 days a week for 9.5 hours a day.
Pandemic babysitters.
You should check your clock.
The Babysitters Club. What was that?
Check your clock.
Oh yes, it's that time, isn't it? Oh my goodness! And we don't have we won't be getting the weather report today, unfortunately. But I'm going to move this before Logan decides to help put together some, or actually take apart. Oh, the 3-in-1 toy store. You know,
cute little build.
I remember one of the very first City Lego sets we got was the one that was like the bike shop and the toy shop next door to each other, and you could like fold it up. It was a really cute one. It was like one of a really early City set. But hey, it's about that time, y'all. It's time for the pause that refreshes. That's right. It's the penultimate Logan cookie time. Seriously? Oh no.
We have tons of dog treats, like bags and bags of them, but they're these little tiny liver treats. So Logan is getting very special pretzel nuggets. Ready?
The penultimate. And now you can all look down his throat. Okay. Logan. No,
I don't have it. He's got it.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
There you go.
Catch.
He's good at, well, that's like his thing, man. He's good at it.
Okay. That's the sound of happiness right
Nice.
there.
And one more catch. You ready? 1, 2. Yay! Sourdough pretzel.
There.
That has been
Logan cookie time.
Well, he had to do that to keep Skittles alive. And
yes, so yeah, somebody has to miss a treat, and it might as well be Logan.
Hey, Flynn.
Yes.
Maybe on next week's show, we could do like sticker set show and tell, things from the crypt.
Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna
do.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing it all next week. It's gonna be
Okay.
It's got it all. Hammer time. Do we need to get the hammer time? I've still got the
Shoot, I didn't buy a tool because
that's okay. I'm sure you can find. I'm sure
can
that you
be
can find a hammer that
vintage.
you haven't shown before.
Vintage hammers.
well, I think hammer time will just be a generic tool thing.
Tool time. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I have a bunch of just wacky tools. Yeah, I bought a leather working tool this week.
Oh, very good.
Anyway.
Oh, cool. Logan is super excited by these pretzels.
Oh,
Like,
now.
Yeah, there you go.
You got some
Yeah,
more
more
pretzels?
More
Because
pretzels.
salty, right?
Yep, exactly. Oh my goodness. 3x. Yes, Apple says I'm expecting a 3-hour spectacle last show. We'll see what we can do. Yes, Matthew, I would expect that next week will be a longer show.
I think
Especially
so.
like we'll be looking at builds, and who knows, knowing Lego, they'll come out with like 25 surprise sets that are coming out in the next 3 days.
And maybe we'll have special guests. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at you, Yano River Blue.
You know,
wherever you are.
Yana works unfortunately on Sundays, but she might be able to do that. But yeah, well, we're gonna do some stuff.
We've
And
been
just
featuring her animations.
Yes, for a long time. And so also too, I wanted to mention that kind of like I've been thinking a little bit about like how we're gonna leave our YouTube page when we're finished, like like kind of what the archive will be. And I'm probably gonna front end most of our like how-to videos that we did. Our how-to building videos and any like real special guest when we had like super special guest videos, like designers or the Mother's Day show, and then holiday show, stuff like that.
Logan is pressing on my leg really hard
with his chin,
like I'm gonna give him more pretzels. I'm sorry.
So that's probably how we will go. How we will archive will be kind of like pushing forward our teaching and learning videos. And then if you want to just, listen to us sit around and gab, you can look at any of the other 5,100 videos that are available of us sitting around talking.
Well, we have to include one of those pixely first ones.
Oh, well.
Is this thing on? Can you hear
I don't
us?
know. I think they can hear us. And this isn't including like any. I think this is a combination of all of the things that we've posted. Is that I was trying to see if I could see how many videos we've done, or at least like how many live shows, and I don't see numbers on here anymore.
Oh dear.
Huh. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up before next time, though. Believe me. From the Safe for Work, the SWF exhibition hall. That would be awesome. SFW, Scareback Fan Weekend. Safe for Work, Scareback Fan Weekend. Anyway, but yeah, I'll find out how many we have because gosh, it used to say, oh, I have it right here. 421 today.
Wowsy wow.
Yeah, 421 episodes. That's a lot of
Not too bad.
episodes. I know it's not too shabby, I would say.
That's a lot of, that's
we'll
a
have
lot
to
of
see how.
pains.
Yeah, we'll have to pull a list of popular TV shows again and go through
over 400 episodes.
all the ones that you've outlasted.
So we're not approaching The Simpsons yet.
I doubt it.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because we were at one point doing it every day and then 5 days a week for a long time.
Yep.
And when you're doing that many shows a week, that's like 5 shows a week is 5 weeks for a regular TV show. So it's not too hard.
Except for daytime soaps. I mean, those guys are going to blow you
Exactly, because so they've got the long. We definitely lasted longer, I think, maybe than Dark Shadows. I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
Wow.
Because that would be cool. But I think they might have done They might have done more than.
They were
400
every
episodes.
day during the week.
Every day during the week.
The Simpsons are at 768. So you're getting.
Wow.
Yeah, we're nowhere near close to them. I didn't think we would be, but anywho, well, on that note, I think it's time to share some minifigs before we go, y'all. What do you think?
Sure.
All right, Clara, why don't you go first?
All right, hang on, I got to get it out.
Oh, okay.
I'll get out my QR code scanner and see if we can't figure it out.
All right, picked this pretty little girl up from the store yesterday.
That's awesome. Can anybody tell me where that hairpiece came from originally?
It's coral. It's not pink like it's reading on my monitor.
Yeah, but that I could be wrong. I can't remember if that. I'm trying to remember if that hairpiece came with Monkey Kid. I think it was I think it was a Monkey Kid hairstyle, right? Okay, so
and she's got like a pink
Moto.
camisole on.
I'm going to show one of Mr. Meow's figs, and he got this from the Dungeon Master at his new D&D club at school.
Ooh. Yay! The barbarian. I gotta say. No, sorry, go ahead.
So his character is a human barbarian, and he based it off of the
awesome.
figure that they gave him.
That is okay. And what's hilarious about that is like this particular figure was designed to be like female presenting because it's got the 2 heads,
Yeah.
and with the dark brown face. And so they gave the male version of the character like an orange beard to match the orange hair. It's so I know I love his other one. That's my favorite of all of them. It's the cheerful, and he's got a gap in his teeth, and it just makes me so happy.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I have to know, Moto, does Mr. Meow play D&D on paper with like pens and pencils?
Yes, that's how the school works.
And he's using the dice we sent him ages ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Yeah, he only has one set of D&D dice, and Richard and Flynn's die went into it's called the memory drawer. It's this little teeny drawer in his room, and only the deepest emotionally attached stuff goes in that drawer from his life. And the die were right there, and he just pulled them out, put them in a little bag, and took them to school, and he's been playing with them.
That's so awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If I'm going to leave a legacy, that's what I hope it includes. All right, are you ready for ours?
By the way, the hairpiece is from Ninjago.
What is Ninjago? I knew it was Ninjago or Monkey Kid, and I couldn't remember which one. I was like, I know it's one of them.
Let's see here.
Okay, well, hang on. Give me a second. I gotta clickies off today, so I'm doing this on my own.
Right there. Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
There we go.
Dragonborn.
Apparently, he's the one that's going for lots of money. You can get him closer.
But they're still available.
Yeah, I know.
It is $65.
He's got that armor is fantastic. So
Yeah.
I'm sure people are like making armies with those.
This
those
is
armor
you got to
sets.
have like 30 of these, and someone will.
And then and he's just so adorable. Although I want to replace his face with a bearded one. Is our druid. He's so cute with his little horn hood and his little bird. And he's got big sideburns, which I was very happy about.
And I noticed maybe we mentioned this when we went through
the cape too.
This set, but some of the figures have yellow faces and some of the figures have various flesh tones, right?
Yes, they do. Actually, there's do any of them have yellow though? I don't think any of them have yellow.
I thought yes, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Right there,
all right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really, really, really good. See, his price is ridiculous considering how long CMFs sit on the shelves. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you've got, if you're able to use that scanner to figure out what you want, like just go do that. Like it's free. You can go do it and get as many as you want.
I figure there's going to be a lot of army building coming out of the CMF line.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would definitely take, I think for the armor, it makes sense. Like, especially if you added like a silver helmet onto that you were able to have like matching helmets across the board. But there's other ones that I feel like having too many matching ones would make, like, to me, like the druid should be an island. Like he shouldn't have a whole bunch of matching.
Is that just because you're playing a druid right now in
yes.
our adventure? Speaking of our adventure, we're playing a classic right now in person. We're playing
The Curse of Strahd, and this is the actual official Lego Strahd minifig. It's pretty great.
So at some point you guys should weigh on what's the difference between building an army and fig barfing on a build.
Well, I
know what I think.
I mean,
what do you think?
Building an army is getting a whole bunch of like a lot of the same fig. Either whether you put it together yourself, like you created an armor that you like, and then you buy a whole bunch of that same exact armor, so you have all matching, which looks great. And when you're building a big army setup, but fig barfing is like when you go into your minifig parks and you just take random pieces and kind of like put them together to create like a whatever character. That's always been that's always what I thought it was. Or coming up with a character, because I know there's a thing called like table scraps as well, where you just like you build something and then you just take whatever bricks you had left on the table and build something out of them. I think it's the same thing. It's kind of like, what can you make from scraps?
I'm gonna get
what's your take on it?
No take. That's why I asked.
Oh, okay. You wanted our opinion.
I have a take on it, but I might get myself in trouble here. It's tough with armies because armies are often regimented, so you get things in rows. But for me, like if you're really doing a scene, there's going to be interaction between the figures. They're going to be in poses, and their heads are going to be turned, so they're looking where you want. And fig barfing for me would be taking 200 of the same figure and lining them up on plates without a bunch of like other landscape around it. So it's just like everything's regimented, like they came off the shelf in the bricks and mini.
Yeah, unless it's clone troopers, which are intended to be that way. You mean it's kind of like,
but you can still tell stories within that.
Yeah, you're right.
Stepped out of line, or the ones in the front can be fighting.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I actually think in Lego parlance, fig barfing is the act of taking scrap minifig pieces and putting them together to create characters.
Right on.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a composition thing, because I've always wondered.
No, it's like what can I make out of these weird parts that I have? And I'm going to excuse myself for a second and let you continue talking about this. I'll be right back.
No, I heard the term, and for some reason I thought it was like chaotic figures everywhere in a thing, but it's actually the process of kind of like Greebles, where you're just smashing things together.
I had no idea. It's a term I hadn't heard before.
I've always wondered.
Car, the most of any one figure that I've seen you do is in your skeleton dance.
Absolutely, because it's all.
And they were all doing different things, of course.
Right. So Skeleton Dance is the first Silly Symphonies movie that Disney did, and it's really short. It's like 3 or 5 minutes long, I can't remember, but it's skeletons dancing in all kinds of different ways. So I made little vignettes of the most iconic scenes of the skeletons all dancing. And yeah, it was really fun. I don't know. I had to buy so many. I don't know how many I used.
And are you one of those people that when you go on Bricklink, you have to fill out your order with a ton of different things? So you go on Bricklink to find 10 of something, and you're like 5 different sellers, and you have to fill in every seller. So it's a deep hole.
Yeah, it's a process, narrowing it down to the seller who has the parts you want.
I had to do
the
that
extra
today.
Parts that you discover that you need.
Oh, and by the way, I discovered yesterday while looking at the Bricks and Pieces site that Chonky Space Cat is only $1.50 and is on the best sellers part list, which means you can get it within a few days. So if you're looking for Chonky Space Cat,
why did I have to hear that? Oh man!
Well, thank goodness Mr. Meow didn't hear it.
Well, he wouldn't know, but. Is it? Which one is it? It's
that one.
That one?
Yep.
Oh goodness.
So if you're looking for Chunky Space Cats, there's your thing. But don't order them until I finish putting my order in.
Too late.
I know. I'm
gonna keyboard cat my order right now.
Oh my goodness. Kim's here. We were just talking about you earlier. I mean, as always, we always say hi. But I'm so glad you're here because next week is our very last show, and I'm hoping that you will be able to come visit. But I'm super happy that you're here now. That's awesome.
How many times have we said Enzarachino, Kim, wherever you may be?
Almost as many shows as we've had. I think. Except for the ones when she's here, in which case we just said hello. But anyway. Yeah, that's like early days. But gosh, well, I know to Chet, I rub frost now. You can you are downsizing, but maybe you could make a deal where if something went out that you are allowed one Chonky Space Cat. You may have one Chunky Space Cat for every set that you get rid of. That seems like that's fair.
Wow. I'm excited because right after this, I drive out to pick up my lugbook order for the year. So,
fun! That's always a fun day.
Can't even remember what I ordered. Don't care.
Well, that's what makes it so fun, is because then it's like a surprise. It's like, that's right, I forgot. Oh, look, I have 500 of these things that I also found on the wall and bought 800 of since the last time I bought these.
I don't think I ran into that problem. I definitely ordered parts that I knew were going to not be on the wall, so I should be okay. But it'll be interesting to see what shows up.
Well,
yeah. I know the D-Snot is in there. That's the one I'm really looking for because they're so hard to find.
That's pretty cool.
If you're like me, you'll be all excited and discover what you ordered. Then it goes back in the box, and then like a year later, when you get around to sorting it out, it's like you get to relive the experience.
You get to be excited again. Oh, right, these.
Well, for me, I have a mock in mind when I do lug bulk, when I order it. And then by the time it's come in, I've already built my way around all of those missing pieces, and that piece is done.
Indeed.
Yeah, I can't. The D-Snot, you can't build around it. That's the one thing. That's why I ordered so much of it. I'm looking forward to having that piece.
It, right?
Yeah, it's got a bar in the side. It's basically a snot with a rounded edge, so you can rotate it. It's only 2 plates high too. It's a blade. Cool. It's one of those new blade pieces. So I'm excited to get that one.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think that kind of brings us to the end of today's show, the end of the penultimate show. I'm using that as many times as I can today.
What,
it's like
word penultimate?
It's the only time you get to use it. So I'm put it in there. But gosh, everybody, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us today. Next week is our last show, end of an era, and we will be having some special guests and fun and hanging out and reminiscing. If you have past photos, you had a build, we are having this sort of final build challenge, build something inspired by the show, whether it was like something you learned here or an experience you had or a feeling, like literally it can be anything. But gosh, I think I'm really looking forward to seeing what people build, if you have a little video that you want to send in and just like to say goodbye or hi or thanks or, it was fun being here, whatever, you can also upload those at the form that I just posted the link to again. So,
and just remember, after that, we can all hang out together at Tricky Lug meetings.
Yes, exactly. So, well, gosh, everybody, thanks for coming. And until next time, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear a mask when and where you still need to, get your upgraded shots.
All that
I don't know where I went with that. And have a great rest of your weekend. And we will see you next week for the final show. All right. Bye, everybody.
Happy building.
Bye. Memories.